You must be stoked to be back in a position to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I put my hand up for selection. I got through training today, so body feels good, and I've had 3 weeks in the waffle, so I'm ready to go.
So what did that 3 weeks do for you? For week 1 compared to week 3 in terms of blowing lungs and legs and all that sort of stuff, how different was it?
Yeah, it was fairly different. I mean, you can do as much running as you want out on the track, but playing actual footy, competitive footy against opposition's a lot different. So having the opportunity to play 3 weeks has really hardened my body and made me right to go for AFL level.
So what were you focusing on when you were playing in terms of getting your fitness up? Is it just run as much as you can, or are you looking to get hit as much as you can?
Both. Yeah. I want to go out there every week, and it's not just about running and getting fit. It's about going out and playing well and playing my role for the team. Doesn't matter what level that's at. So I felt like I've done that the last 3 weeks, and along the way I've gotten fitter and more match hardened, and I'm ready to go, mate.
Dom, are you glad that you had that experience going back through the waffle? I know it hasn't had the opportunity for everyone coming back through injury, but for you, was it important?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, mine was a 12 to 15 week injury, so I don't think I could have slot straight back in. I definitely needed that run at the waffle, and I got that. But, we've got a few other boys who are putting their hand up for selection now who have had a decent training base. So, it's hopefully looking forward now, and we've got a healthier list.
It does look like you're going to get a number of premiership sort of stars back. Liam Ryan, Willie perhaps in contention as well. What's the feeling around the group heading into this week's game, knowing that you've got that experience kind of coming back through?
Yeah, it's a positive feeling, and to be honest, it's been like that the whole year. So I think match committee are in there now, having to think about Willie and Liam and Yowie and these types of players. So for the first time in a while, I think match committee are actually going to spend a fair bit of time in there with selection. So which is positive, and hopefully it stays like that throughout the year.
With all the cavalry that you've got coming back, how much do you hope that it can sort of, be a tale of 2 halves to the season, that you can really fix what's sort of gone wrong in the first half from here?
Yeah, hopefully it can do that. But we know that just because you bring back premiership players and these stars of our team doesn't mean you're going to win games of footy. You still need to execute your role, and you need to play well for the team. And just because we've got these players coming back, we know that they've actually got to play well and play their role for us to get a win.
Has it been tough to watch what's been happening on field and knowing that you can't help on field, you can only do as much as you can off field? Has it been tough to watch?
It has been very tough to watch. I think when you have a long-term injury, if your team's losing, you want to be out there helping, and then when the team's winning, you want to be out there winning with them. So it's a bit of a double whammy. But, I'm back now, and hopefully we're looking forward to the second half of the year and having some success and building some momentum and trying to shape the top 8 teams.
Do you hope you can be that missing piece of the puzzle to drive that second win of the season?
Oh, look, I think there's a lot of players who can come back, and if we stay fit and keep that continuity, it's not just going to be me. Hopefully my body can hold up, but everyone else's as well, to try to get that core group of 22 to 24 players on the park consistently week in, week out will go a long way to us winning games of footy in the back half of the year.
I've heard a lot about small wins, win a quarter, win a half, then eventually build. Like now that you've got everyone back, well, a lot of blokes back I should say, does that expectation change to not just little wins, you have to have genuine wins now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every week we plan against opposition and we plan to win. So as much as we talk about taking the small wins and winning a quarter or winning a patch of footy or a half, deep down our big picture for a game is to win week in, week out. And we haven't done that, so we've had to scale it back to try to put quarters together to try get that end result of a win. But, at the moment, Geelong are up and about. They're a good team, so they're going to be tough to beat. And we're going to have to really, when we're on top, we're going to have to make the most of our opportunities and really try to stem the flow when they come at us. But our expectation when we go out to plan each week is to win, mate.
So the pressure changes a little bit now. The pressure was looking at can you be competitive with young guys in there. The pressure is now an expectation that everyone performs, isn't it? Do you feel that different sort of pressure, even though you haven't been playing in those other games? Can you feel it within the groups that you have to show what you can do now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, blokes have been trying to do that the whole year, right? Trying to prove what they can do, and as a collective trying to get wins, and that hasn't been the case. So, like I said, there's going to be a bit of a selection headache this week for the first time in a long time, and hopefully it stays that way the rest of the year. And if it does, I've no doubt that we can build some real momentum the back half of the year.
Just on Geelong, comments on what you've sort of seen in their game and what you're sort of expecting for the weekend?
Yeah, I think they've got 8 wins, 4 losses, but they've won their last 3. So, they're coming off a bye as well, and they're in some good form. So they're going to come to WA and really give it a crack. So, they've got Hawke and Cameron up forward, who are obviously very dangerous, and they've got some elite midfielders running through there. So we had a look at them today, and they're a very talented team, and they've been playing some good footy. So we're going to have to be at our absolute best if we want to be competitive.
And just expectations for you as far as minutes go. I know that you're obviously playing some big minutes in the waffle, but is that going to translate to a full game, or are you still going to be sort of managed coming back?
No, I shouldn't be managed. I've played my 3 waffle games and done a mini pre-season before that, so I won't be managed minutes.
Are you expecting it all to play? I mean, you have a history of playing up forward and drifting in the half-forward line. Are you expecting to play a little bit in the forward line, or are you hoping to play?
I'm not too sure how the team dynamics are going to go at the moment, but I would have thought that midfield will be my main role this week.
And you played some waffle with Elliot Yeo as well. How's he progressing?
Yeah, good. He trained well again today, so hopefully he can put his hand up as well and play a role for us this week if he gets selected. But he's looking good. He's probably the best he's been for 9 months or so. So he's run around on the track and he's got a few games under his belt now.
Big weekend for the club from a historical point of view. You're a premiership player. What's it like when that other mob turn up and all of a sudden you look around and they're the icons of that first era? Yeah,
it's awesome. They're the fabric of our footy club, and they won the first flag for the West Coast Eagles. So it's always nice to have them around the club and to try to stay connected with these boys. There's some big names there, and they've been around the club, and I think they're doing a parade pre-game and stuff like that. So it's great to have them involved and to stay connected with them.
Do they feel like a different group of premiership players to everybody else, given as in the first ones? And do they hold a hierarchy almost of premiership players?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but I'd imagine for them it'd be very special for them to be able to win the first premiership for the club, and they've really built that platform for players like myself to build a team that is so driven for success, and that 92 team really built that platform for this footy club.
Dom, I know I don't even know what year you're born, but you obviously quite young. But
1992. I was born 3 years later.
Okay. But just in terms of the guys that are in there, are there any of them that you sort of idolise or sort of seen play that you kind of grew up kind of going, oh, I'd love to mimic my game or have that hardness about myself?
In terms of the 92 boys?
Yeah, 92 or maybe even the early kind of era of West Coast?
Yeah, I mean, 92 was, obviously I wasn't born in 92, so I didn't grow up watching him, but seeing Woosh come through the ranks the way that he did was always inspiring. But I was more of an early 2000s guy with the Chris Judd, Dean Coxes of the world, Andrew Embleys. So, their time will come for their reunion down the track. But at the moment, it's all about the 92 boys, and it's special to have them around.
And are you going to be doing anything sort of with them that, might be sort of inspiring for you, catching up as a big sort of group?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a lunch on tomorrow, which a few of the boys are going to. But aside from that, I haven't actually heard of too much apart from the parade. But hopefully they're in our rooms pre-game to watch us warm up and maybe catch up with them after as well.
How much can that inspire you guys to, continue to chase success? We saw a couple of weeks ago when the troops were really down and some of the older boys came to training just to sort of give that morale boost. How much can you leverage off that? Yeah,
it's always nice, to see these old boys come back, to inspire you and to have a few words of wisdom, but, at the same time, we've got to keep training our hardest and keep getting better on track. So it's just nice to see them around and know that they've got our backs.